This is a review of the Elite 2.0 Trailblazer. Included is the blaster itself and 16 Elite 2.0 darts. These are just regular Elite 2.0 darts, but they are coloured blue. The Elite 2.0 Trailblazer is a hammer action spring-powered rotating cylinder system in the Elite 2.0 series that fires the included Elite 2.0 dart. Starting up at the front, there is no end strike attachment point, so you cannot attach any longer barrels or anything like that. Moving back on the left-hand side of the gun only, there is a cutout in the shell. This is actually how you load the included cylinder. In this configuration here, you have access to 3 of the darts, to which you can simply push darts into the barrels. Once you have loaded the 3 accessible barrels in the cylinder, you can either rotate the cylinder simply by pushing it like that, or you can hold down the trigger and pull the priming handle backwards, and that will also rotate the cylinder. Either method will work in cycling the chamber. Moving up, there is no end-strike tactical rail on the top of the gun, even though they totally could add one, but whatever. Moving down, we have the cylinder system. As said previously, the cylinder system is not removable from the gun, and the only way to load the cylinder system is by the cutout included in the shell here. The cylinder holds a total of 8 darts and rotates as it cycles through all the darts. Moving down, we have an end-strike tactical rail on the bottom, not on the top, I don't know. We can add your bipod, scopes, or any end-strike compatible attachment down here. Moving back, we have the trigger and the hammer. Starting with the hammer first, this is how you prime the gun. The gun is a hammer action gun. Simply pull the hammer into the rear position. In so, you will prime the gun, it will stay in the rear position, and it also will rotate the cylinder. To fire the gun, you press the trigger. The trigger is quite unique. This gun does not have slam fire. Moving back, we have the trigger. The trigger is quite small and doesn't really feel that big and comforting for a bigger hand. However, I still can get around it, but it just feels small and it doesn't really match the proportions of this gun, especially as it is kind of big from this point forward. But the trigger is quite nice. Alright, I'll show you firing. Firing the included Elite 2.0 darts. A few more. Now a few econ off-wear darts. A few more. Okay, so the firing was pretty good and is on par with most blasters on the market right now, despite only being a cylinder-fed gun. Normally Nerf makes the cylinder-fed and single-shot guns shoot a little bit lower than the rest of the guns on the market simply because they're small. This gun shoots right on par with the rest of the guns on the market. The firing was quite good, but apart from that, I did have a few hiccups in the feeding. This is because the rotation of the cylinder is on the prime, not the trigger. Guns like the Strong Arm, the Spectre, and even the Maverick had a rotation system that on the trigger the cylinder would rotate, not the priming handle. A hammer action gun is already hard enough to pull back the hammer. Add the rotating cylinder system. It can get quite taxing on your dominant thumb to pull back the priming handle every time, especially really quickly. They do add grip and have a lip higher than most hammer action guns that I've tried. However, that still only mitigates the issue slightly. After firing the gun, I do find that my thumb does get a little bit sore, and I also get a few hiccups while shooting the gun. I just like to note that this is not a problem with the gun, but rather the person using it. If you're trying to go really fast like I am and just go bang, 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 you may have a hiccup with slightly short stroking the hammer, therefore it might not fully operate the cylinder system perfect. However, if you seriously have your left hand press the hammer all the way down, shoot, say I shot the gun, boom, shoot, boom, shoot, at a slow rate of fire, you will have no problems with the gun, assuming you're using it properly. It's just when I go really fast, my thumb gets sore and I start short stroking the gun. Just an inherent flaw with having the rotating cylinder system on the priming handle and just making it even heavier. Now for my personal opinion. I actually really enjoyed using this gun. This gun was actually really fun to use. I bought this, I didn't expect to enjoy it too much, but I actually really enjoyed it. The only thing that would make it slightly better is if it was a bit smaller. Like, to be completely honest with you, it's really, really good as it is. The only thing I'd say about this gun is cut this point here off, and this gun would be perfect. This gun is 8-shot capacity, unlike other cylinder guns that have 6 or 5, like the hammer shot and the strong arm. This one has 8. So if they cut it here and just stop the gun right on this point here, this gun would be really seriously like cool. But apart from that, I'm still happy with the gun. The gun shoots really well. I like the hammer action system. Despite having those small hiccups, I still love hammer action guns. Really fun. It's a great gun to use, and I would actually recommend you buying. This is great for a plinker. It is great for a plinker, and it might actually serve somewhat of a purpose in a Nerf war, assuming you can handle the big size of it. So something like the hammer shot is so small because it's 5 shots and it can be used quite quickly and one-hand operable. So the idea would be I have my storm charge or whatever, my primary gun in my right hand, and say I need to quickly switch to my secondary. Since it's a hammer action gun, I can use it one-handed. Prime the gun, bang, that guy's dead now. Then back to my primary and Since it's being an 8-shot hammer action gun, the biggest hammer action gun that I do believe Nerf has ever made, that would be secondary worthy, because there are a few guns that, like the Lawbringer and stuff like that, are hammer action but like 14-shot and big primary guns. If you can manage this as a secondary, and when I mean manage, I mean can you manage this flopping on your hip or putting it in a holster or something, I think this could actually be Nerf war practice. The only thing I'd say this gun is not good at is target shooting. Like, where are the iron sights on this thing? Like, God forbid would it be too hard to add some iron sights to a gun so I can line up a shot. When shooting at the camera, I normally can hit it a few times. I couldn't hit it. It's just too inaccurate for my liking. There's no iron sights. There's not even a rail on the top to line up. I don't know how I'm meant to aim to like a gun. Apart from that, the gun is really good. I do recommend you picking one up just to have it in your collection. So, if you'd like to purchase one, I'll leave a link in the description box below where you can buy one. These are slightly getting phased out, so I'll try and keep links updated for as long as possible. Apart from that, thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.